Hey friends, happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Welcome to my live, and if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Chalk Couture. So if you are looking for inexpensive, easy to use, easy to clean DIY products and projects, you are in the right place. So once you hop on either the live or the replay, say hi in the comments, tell me where you're watching from. I do quickly want to tell you that I'm live in 3 locations this evening, so if you hear me refer to a comment that is not in your feed, that person may be viewing from a different platform. Also, if you are in my private Facebook group, there is a link in the description of the video. Clicking that link just allows StreamYard, the streaming platform that I'm using, it just allows StreamYard to pin your profile name and pic to your comment. You can choose not to click that link. That is your prerogative. Just know that if you don't, then your comment will show up in my feed as Facebook user, not with your name and profile pic. So I may not know who I'm speaking with, but I'll still answer any questions. I will still say hi. I will still interact with you. And lastly, to help me be seen in that lovely social media algorithm, if you wouldn't mind clicking the like or the heart button, subscribe or follow, depending on whatever platform you are on. Turn on any notifications or any bells. Spread the crafty love around Facebook and YouTube. And as always, if you would also tag any of your crafty friends and invite them to watch along with you, I would greatly appreciate it. I think that is it for right now. So let's go to the comments. I'm going to look over here. I see that Jason is watching from the other side of the door. And again, as others are hopping on, I hope that you would say hi in the comments as well. With that, let's go ahead and flip the camera. Actually, wait, let's go ahead and unflip it. You see the welcome sign right back there? So that is the project we're going to be working on. Not particularly that sign, but the tag that usually, I have a tag that I like to trade out for the seasons. So that is what we're going to do. So let me flip the camera. And I have to be honest, this summer tag has been on probably for a couple of years, if not longer. I've been terrible at changing it. So we're going to be changing that out. So this is done with a silkscreen reusable transfer, just like this. It's done with chalk paste, so it dries soft to the touch, or dries hard to the touch. Like I can't scrape it off, but it is water soluble. So when I add water, especially because this is on a chalkboard, it's going to start to turn liquid again, and then I'll be able to remove it. So we'll let that kind of sit and simmer for a bit, and we'll come over here and we'll talk about these transfers. So these are silkscreen reusable transfer stencils. We call them transfers. They're technically stencils, but they are sticky back. So they are sticky on the backside, and you can see where that clear area is. That's actually a very fine silkscreen. So these are reusable about 8 to 12 times, depending on how well you take care of them. So because I need to put it back on this backer sheet, I want to write on the back side either back, or I also, you're freezing. I'll just write the transfer name on the back side. That way, when I'm done cleaning, I know that the transfer goes on this side, and once it's dried, I can put it back on and store it away. And you might notice, it's kind of hard to see in this camera view, this one is an older transfer. It's from at least it's from 2022, so it's from a couple of years ago, but it's still available. I do have it linked in the cart link in the description. But you'll notice that there's a slight variance of color. So any of the newly manufactured transfers will have a different colored backside. So you can kind of already tell which side is the back side and which side is the front side on this one. But I do like to go ahead and label them. I believe this one is called Warm Winter Wishes. So I'm just going to put, and my pen's not working. I'd use a Sharpie, but I don't think it's going to. The Sharpies don't work on these new ones very well. So I'm just going to put Warm Winter Wishes. So those are ready. They're labeled and ready to go. So now let's come back to our chalkboard. So I've sprayed it with water, just regular water out of my spray bottle. You don't have to use anything fancy. And I'm using a paste scraper. Again, you don't have to use anything fancy. You could use an old gift card. Or if you happen to have like a Cricut scraper or even the brown scraper from your Pampered Chef stoneware pans, those would work if they still sell those with the stoneware pans that you buy. So I just want to scrape off the remainder of that chalk paste. Wipe these off real quick. Let's keep using my paste scraper. So you can see that my paste has slightly liquefied. Hello, Miss Kim. How are you? So I'm just wiping all of that off. This is the magic of Chalk Couture. And when I originally saw this about 6-7 years ago, I thought, that just seems like kind of a waste of money. You know, if I'm going to create something, I don't really want to wipe it off. But it's actually, once you think about it, genius. Because in the beginning, Chalk Couture had a really fairly high-end chalkboards, like $150, $200 chalkboards. So you make your investment into this chalkboard, and then you purchase all of these different holiday and seasonal transfers, and that's all you have to store. You keep the chalkboard out all year round, and you just keep redesigning on it, which now that I've gotten into it and it's addicting and I love the transfers, it does make a lot of sense. They have gone back and they don't sell those high-end chalkboards anymore. They've become a lot more reasonably priced. People have hacked it, so now you can use it on glass and metal and wood and all sorts of stuff. So it's not just chalkboards. Kim says she's good. We're doing well. Just trying to stay warm. It's today was the first day that we were kind of above zero, and it actually got up to about 30. So a lot of the snow was melting. So we're good. So you can see in this camera angle that you can still see part of the image. That's a little bit of ghosting or shadowing. So I have taken my board eraser. It's very similar to a magic eraser, just doesn't have any chemicals in it. And I have wet it down. So I'm just going to rub it across the surface of this chalkboard, and hopefully it will get rid of some of that ghosting. This is not a Chalk Couture chalkboard, so some of the shadowing may not come off. But on a Chalk Couture chalkboard, you can usually get rid of most of that shadowing. And I can still see lots of it, but we're not going to worry about it. So you can still see a little bit of it. A lot of that's because this has been on there for literally about 2 years. But I'm not going to worry about it a whole lot. Let's put that away. So let's get our... I'm going to wipe my surface down a little bit. Kim says she didn't get snow, but you had -11 wind chill the past few days. We've gotten snow. We got snow on Christmas Day, And then that melted. And then we've gotten had two or three different snowstorms over the last week or two. And it's just been bitter cold. Bitter cold. And actually, look at that. As it's dried, that shadowing has gone away. That's crazy. Look at that. It's not, you can't see it anymore. It still amazes me after, 6 years? 18, 19, 5 years. Okay, so let's bring in our transfer. So we're going to use the literally freezing. I thought this one was pretty appropriate for our weather. Kim says her son in Montana had -40 wind chill for the past 4 to 5 days. Oh, that's terrible. So I've removed the backer sheet, and I'm just going to use my terry cloth towel. You can use any terry cloth towel. You could use a beach towel. You could use your shirt, your pants, something that has a little bit of lint on it. We just want to knock back some of that fuzz or some of that stickiness on the back so that it doesn't stick so much to our surface that it stretches or pulls when we remove it. And also because this is not a Chalk Couture surface, I don't want it to stick so much that it might pull off layers of my non-Chalk Couture chalkboard. Jason says that transfer is very appropriate. It is. I'm going to give it one more good fuzzing. And then because it sits, I don't know whether I want to, it's going to sit sideways. I don't know if I want, and I'm not going to use this, I don't think I'm going to use this, the entire design. I could, but I think I'm just going to use the inside portion, like the literally freezing part. So I'm going to put it this way since it's going to sit sideways. See how sticky that is? Yes, Kim, we are in Kansas. We're about 3.5 hours due north of Oklahoma City. When we went to see my husband's cousin over New Year's, it was a 3.5 hour drive. I think I'm going to put it there. And I have something right there. Okay. So I'm just going to burnish in here where I'm going to be pasting. I'm going to be using Shadow Frost or Shimmer Frost. And hopefully I grabbed the right one. Nope, this one is full. I haven't opened it yet. So let's pull this one out. So it has some shimmer in it. It has some glitter in it. So if you are a loose glitter fan, but you hate having glitter all over your craft room, this is great because it is all encased in the chalk paste. It'll leave a little bit of residue on your transfer, but you won't find glitter all over your craft room. So I'm just going to stick my squeegee into the paste. Kim says she's an hour south of Oklahoma City. You're in Elgin, right? Is it Elgin or Elgin? Elgin, I'm assuming. And I'm just literally going to scrape my squeegee across the silkscreen area. This one hopefully should be a fairly easy and quick project. I need to make it easier so that I remember to change this out more than 1 or 2 times a decade. Okay, that was easy. That's it, except for we might add some snowflakes. So I wanted to show you the before I pull it, can you look at all that sparkle? Oh, it's so pretty. So I'm going to pull it off. And I know this is going to be really sticky, so instead of pulling it back on itself like that, I'm going to pull it up more toward the ceiling, just so that it doesn't curl up at the bottom. Even though we fuzzed a ton, it's still super sticky. So I'm really having to pull it off. Give it a good tug. So I'm just going to stick it back on its backer sheet. And then once I'm done, I will take it over to my sink and clean it with just regular tap water. Let it dry sticky side up for about 15-20 minutes. And then I'll stick it back on its backer sheet. And it will be ready to store again until I use it next time. So let's get this dry. Let's get my quick dry tool out. Kim, your snowman, it was the Easter Bunny rounds that you posted tonight with the turquoise background with the glitter. Those were so cute. I've never seen that one before. I'm curious as to who the template designer is. Super cute. I'm not going to dry it all the way because we're still working on it, but I wanted to show you, this doesn't pick up the glitter, the shimmer as much as it did on the transfer, but that is what it looks like. Okay, so we're going to come in. I have this Warm Winter Wishes. I think I'm going to use these snowflakes. So this is made to go with some of the tiered tray accessories, but you could use it for a ton of things. So I just need to cut some more of these apart. So I'm just going to score along those cut lines so I can release this snowflake. And then I think I'm going to get this snowflake. So we'll have a couple different designs and sizes. Okay, and I could even use these three if I wanted to. You could create a little tag with sled rides. Burr would be really cute if you hung a tag from the bow, which I might do later. We'll see. Let's get some snowflakes on here. Stick that somewhere. So I think I want a snowflake hanging off the corner down here. And I didn't fuzz this one. This one is one of the newer manufactured ones, so they aren't quite as sticky as some of the older ones are. So this one, I think I just want a half of one. So then let's stick another one right there. And we'll bring this one up here. And then let's add some of these little ones. Let's get a smaller. So this is just a squeegee that I cut in half to get this smaller size. Get in some of those little tighter areas. Put one up here. You may not be able to see this one from the bow, but we'll put one up here anyway. So let's get another one over here. I'm just kind of randomly placing these. It doesn't, no right or wrong way to put these on. Let's add another little one right there. I went over, especially on this little one, I went over a little bit, so I'll kind of show you how to fix those. And I kind of got some boo-boo there. Oops. Making a mess. We'll get it fixed. Oh yeah, making a big old mess. Okay, let's get this dry and then I'll show you how to fix these. Okay, let's put that out of the way. Let's get this dry. At least in the areas where I need to fix it. Jason says he loves the black and white contrast. Thank you. I'm a sucker for a good old black and white design. Okay, so you can see this may not be fully dry, but like there, I had some paste on the back side. I went over the edge there and there and there. So you just need some water. and some Q-tips or cotton swabs, cotton balls, just even an edge of a paper towel. And I just wet it. I'm just going to kind of come in and dry it. And let's come down here. Super easy to fix. So here's another one. It's easier to fix when it's dry. You usually end up making less of a mess. And then, so I've cleaned most of that up, but then you can see right there where my paste kind of bled. We have a detail tool that has a little rubber tip on the end of it, but mine are over at my sink getting dried. But so I just have this pointed skewer, so I'm going to be a little bit gentle with it, but you can just kind of scrape some of that off if you've bled a little bit. There's another spot. Okay, let's put that away. So that was where we fixed it. I just kind of scraped it right off, and it just came right off. Just be careful though that you don't scratch your surface. So then let's make a bow. Throw that out. Put my scrapers away. It is, Jason says it looks like a bead painting skewer. How can you tell? It is a bead painting skewer because it's all different colors. Okay, let's put those away. Okay, so get my bow dabber out. And then I picked out some of this mesh wire ribbon, and it has some little iridescent sparkles. And then I picked this black and white snowflake, and then I'm just going to use some black tulle as well. It's been a while since I've made a bow, so bear with me. It'll probably be a messy bow. Let's see, let's grab. I'm just going to put some tulle down, and that's what we're going to use to tie it off with. And we might add some to the actual bow here in a little bit. But let's start with maybe some 9-inch strips. Ooh, speaking of loose glitter, this is going to make a mess. Let's see. All right, let's do 3. That away. So now let's add these on. So I'm just going to kind of pinch in the middle-ish. So we'll put this one in the middle. We'll kind of make this one go up and down that way. And then we'll make this one go the opposite direction to kind of make an X. Smash all that down. Oops, pull that one a little bit. There we go. And then I need a desk vacuum. Take this black and white. I could add, and then I'm going to make it a little shorter, like 8.5. I should look through my black and white ribbon and pick out another print. Let's see real quick. I could do cow print. I don't think so. I've got houndstooth that might look cute. I've got buffalo plaid, or I've got a stripe. I also have a polka dot. That's a tough choice. I kind of like the polka dot. Kim says, I do, well, she's saying, what about teal? Let's see what I have. Surprisingly, with it being my favorite color, I don't have a whole lot. I have a snowflake one, but I don't know if snowflakes on snowflakes would work. I have this one. You may have to help me a bit. I have an organza, or I have kind of a minty color. And then I have some pom-pom, which might not look bad in the middle. Those are about my only options. You would think with this, it's my favorite color, I'd have more, but I don't. I think the snowflake might be out. So between those four, that is a good idea. The mint under the snowflake. This under the snowflake, you think? Is that this one, the one that you're referring to? Put these away. Oops. Okay, we'll try that one. Thank you. I still kind of like that polka dot one, but okay. Put these away. This would be cute if I had some white or black, or silver, but I don't. Okay, so let's. How did I make these? So we'll do these 8.5 as well. So we'll just have to cut down the snowflakes a little more. So let's do a couple of those. I need to find, this is a Walmart ribbon that I got last year for Easter. And this was, I think, a Menards ribbon that I got last year and never used. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of gather that in the center, and we'll do one that way. And we'll X the other one. Push it down. And we'll do the same with these. And the wire just came out of that one. I can fish it back through. I'll just use another one. Note to self, Menards may not be the best place to buy ribbon. Okay, so again, we'll X that one, and then I'll go back in and I will angle cut the edges once I'm done. Okay, so how's that? Do I need to add, should I add a third snowflake just to give it some fluff? I guess I could try this one without the, try a third one just to give it a little bit more. Jason says Menards is the best place for everything else, though. You are correct. Menards has become our super target. When we were first dating and married, we would go to Super Target in Lawrence as kind of our date nights. And so now we've kind of replaced, since we don't have a Super Target here, Menards has become that date place for us. So I'm going to try to use this tool to tie everything together. Yeah. Make that tight. Oh, that worked good. I've been using twisty or zip ties, but trying to get my bow. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Am I back on? Yep, I'm back on. Let me check my mic. Okay. I think I'm back up. I think we just lost internet or something. That's the cool thing about StreamYard is if you lose your internet connection, they will keep your live stream going. Kim says you don't have a Menards. I don't think you do. They're more northern, although I think they're making their way south because we have them here. There's one in Wichita. They're fantastic. We prefer it over Lowe's. Okay, so I'm just going to come in and kind of angle cut everything. If you dovetail. I'm just not a fan of it myself. So I kind of angle everything towards the center. It's just not my cup of tea. I like the look of dovetailing, except for when I do it. It's not. And then I like to, like my base layer is usually longer. And then I'll cut this one like a half an inch or less shorter. And then I'll cut this snowflake one even shorter. And then that kind of helps with some of the fullness of your bow as well. And you just kind of want to tug so that you can see all of your ribbons. So we'll do this side. Dovetail, ducktail, it's probably however you want to say it. I've always heard dovetail, but if you want to call it, it could also be ducktail. I don't know. I've never seen either tail up close and in person, so I don't know which one it resembles more. Aren't you a duck hunter, Kim? You're a hunter, so I think calling it a ducktail would be rather appropriate. And so then to kind of create my, although it's going to get smashed before we're done, but to kind of make it look more like a real bow, I kind of stick my fingers in the middle and kind of give it kind of a little poof. And then it kind of makes it look a little more like a bow than just a bunch of weird strands. Pull these down and separate them a little bit. And I'm going to tie it on the back. I think it's cute if you say ducktail. And then we'll put it on our tag. And then we'll connect it to our painter. Okay, so let's get our, I'm just going to stick one of these tulle. Oh, I was going to put some tulle in it, but I forgot. That's okay. So I'm just going to literally tie it to the tag. So I'm going to lift it up here a little bit. Sorry, you can't see that. Do I have a mint paste for the burr? I do. And I could make a cute little, are you thinking like a hang tag? Well, I do have, all I have is, what do I do? I forgot I have this robin's egg blue or eggshell blue color that might match. Let's get this tied on. So I'm just tying it back here. I can even let that hang down a little bit. There's some little extra zhuzh. See, I told you my bow would get flat already. All right, I'm always smashing them when I put them on. Let's cut that. Well, let's go ahead and get that out then. Okay, so let's get, let's see, I rearranged back here, so I gotta find my tags. I can either use cute if I had some beads, which I'm gonna have to add those. Okay, so Kim's talking about adding this burr to something, and it can be a dangle. So I'm just cutting it apart. Fit. Yep. Okay. So before I do that, I'm gonna knock everything over. I'm gonna sand the edges of this really quick. I'm gonna do it ahead of time. So these are our Chalk Couture tags. You can leave them white. You can totally sand them off. You could paint them. You can restain them a different color. I'm just adding a little bit of distress by sanding off the edges. So here's what it looks like before, and here's what it looks like now. Okay. Oops. Okay. So I'm going to pull out my eggshell. It's the closest to this mint color. It's too bad it's not shimmery. That would be even prettier. So I'm going to get a mini squeegee. Put it on. Jason says that's one of your favorite things that I do, sanding the edges. He thinks I should change my business name to the Sanded Edge. Okay, so again, here's the magic. If you've never seen Chalk Couture in action. So those of you that don't think that you're crafty or creative, this is fairly foolproof, folks. So I'm going to stick this back on here. And when I'm done, I will just take it to my sink and I will clean it with some water. I could add, what do you think about little snowflakes, or should I just leave it at burr? And I think, let's grab over here. Stash. Let's try something. Oops. Should probably dry that. Just want to leave it as burr. I'm just going to dry it. And I think I might try this tool, although it's probably not going to work. So there's our burr. I don't think these beads are going to work with this tool. I need something with a bigger, we could sure try it. Just cut a hank off. I think for sure I can get it through. Okay, I saw a twisty tie earlier. These make the best little needles in a pinch. Because you can squish them really well. So I stuck my needle, my twisty tie. So I just stuck the loop through the back side of this hole. And then I'm going to bring my tails up. Except for, I need it to go the other direction. I never can remember that. Okay, so let's redo that. We'll take it through the front. again. So here's my little loop from my tool. I'm going to take my tails and bring it through. So I've got it like that. So now let's see if I can use the same twisty tie. I don't think this is going to work. I need beads with a bigger hole. Maybe I can fool it and do one at a time. If not, I'll just have to resort to some twine. Let's see if I can get the other side through. Don't throw your twisty ties away, friends. They work great as little makeshift needles. Okay, so let's bend that down so that tool is out of the way. Come on. Ha! I did it. So now I've got to do that 2 more times. I think we'll start with 3 beads and we'll see how far that gets us. I don't know if that's going to be enough, but it may have to be enough. Come on. There we go. Now let's do the other side. So I'm kind of bending the tool backwards so that I can leave myself more room in that hole to get the others through. Okay, now I gotta get. Okay, so there's 2. Let's do that again. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's get this last one through. I can always add more later, but we'll stop with 3 for now. Come on. There we go. Okay, so now we have our 3 beads on. Super cute. Now I'm just going to kind of place that under the bow for now. Oops. I'll kind of let that dangle down. So we'll put it there. And then we'll just stick this here. Maybe I won't smash my bow so much. So I'm just going to tie a loose knot. Fluff my bow. And if you want your tag, because the large tag itself is going to hang. Hey, Miss Ashley. Kim, you've never used tulle? I love tulle. It's so forgiving. But you have to use a lot of it to make it it's kind of seen. But so I should have added, so like you could add tulle I like to make little bows like this, where you just wrap them back and forth, and then like you could stick that in the middle of your bow. Just don't get the tulle. Like I get it at Hobby Lobby, it's on sale a lot. I have gotten it at Walmart. Don't get the tulle with the glitter. You will totally regret that. So, okay, so if you want your bow, if you want this tag to be stationary, I'm gonna get, I still have them down here, these really old glue dots. I don't even know if you can see. Yeah, there's like right, you can kind of see, they're just these little tiny glue dots. I'm going to tear off two. So there's one and there's one. You can kind of see it right above my fingers. So I'm just going to take, I'm going to put one glue dot there. I'm going to put one glue dot there. So I have them 1 and 2. And I think my tag is going to kind of sit that way. I just don't want it dangling weird. So I'm just going to kind of stick it down. And that'll kind of keep it from going anywhere. And it should come off of my surface fairly well. Okie doke. So let's, Kim says, good to know. I have it in like every color. And it's, I can tell you, when it's not on sale, it's $2.99. So it's like $1.50 for 25 yards. So yeah, I like it. I've got it in quite a few colors. So now let's get my board back over here. So this is my welcome porch leaner. I don't have much of a porch, so I keep it just right inside my front door. And then I have it on here with some of these command hook plastic picture hangers. So I have the other set on the back, and it's like plastic Velcro. So you just kind of have to line them up. And then, oops. And then you squeeze them, and it kind of latches. Although I didn't. So it's kind of like plastic hook and loop. So then that's what let's bring it down this way. So then there's my cute little tag. And we are literally freezing here, so send help. So I tried to change, like I said, I haven't changed it for a while, but there for a while I was changing it every season, holiday, things like that. Ashley says, so cool. This would be a fun, of course, I have some of these welcome signs, but I don't have very many. As far as stencils, I was thinking maybe we could do it as a craft class, but Kim says she loves it. Thank you. Speaking of, if you are in my area, my friend Ashley and Caitlin and I are hosting oops, that went off. Let's just loop that. Oops. Loop it. Okay, there we go. Wine and Design Night on Saturday, January 27th from 6 to 8 p.m. There are, I believe, 2 spots left, so we have filled 4. We're going to do a cute little Valentine project with these little wood blocks back here. So it is $25. You can Venmo me if you're in my area and you want to take it. You can contact me and I will get you my Venmo information. You just have to register to myself, Caitlin, or Ashley by the 25th, and it's going to be a ton of fun. I also want to remind you about the There's a lot of stuff this month. The Chalk Couture kit this month is the Good Old Days transfer. I used that last week. It comes with that chalkable shape. And it also comes with cadet, camel, and eucalyptus chalk paste. So there is a 3-month minimum commitment to sign up, but you can cancel anytime after that. And I believe it's $22.99 to sign up. It does come with free shipping. The only way to get this particular transfer is to either be a Chalk Couture member or a designer. And then the color of the month this month are Bijou Ink Palette, is a Bijou ink palette pack. So these are color changing inks. Mine hopefully is coming either today or tomorrow. So these literally color change in the sunlight. I do have a video posted on my business page that shows how these work. So you get both colors, sky and sun, and you can unlock the ability to purchase up to 3 of these with a $75 order. Also, while you're qualifying with your $75 order, if you spend $90 this month, you can earn a free jar of Dear Diary chalk paste, which is kind of this peachy color. It's really pretty, kind of a blush peach. If you spend $125, then you get Dear Diary and Sincerely Yours for free. And then I just wanted to show you a few slides of some of the Kickstart designs that came out last week. Quite a few faith-based transfers. Like this one is, you can either have it say maybe today Satan or not today Satan. And there's another one, the second one, it says God is good all the time. It also says let go or let God. Here's some herbs. There's a new drop or outside the box frame. It's a 9x12 reloadable frame, so you can get different surfaces for that. There's a few new fonts. There's a polka dot, which I'm a sucker for polka dots. And then there's a typewriter key font, the ASL alphabet font, a mini typewriter font. Here's some more patterns that would work great for furniture finishing. And here's what some of those look like. There is a dragonfly vine transfer that also comes with a welcome. And then these cute musical instruments. So there's a big band, and then there's a jazz band version, and then all of sorry. I was just saying that that's the cool thing about StreamYard is if I were on Facebook and I lost my internet, it would totally stop my stream. But StreamYard, even when I lose my internet connection, will keep my broadcast open so that I can just hop back on and keep going. So yeah, that's the cool thing. I've known people that have had to restart their computer and their live just keeps going and they just kind of hop back in when they get there. So if you're looking for a nice platform, especially one that you can multi-stream with, StreamYard's really cool and it's super easy to use. So I do have a link in my description if you want to try it. You're more than welcome to. If there aren't any questions, I'm going to go ahead and hop off for the evening. I will be live this weekend. I have a 2-part t-shirt project that I really want to try with you all live. So be looking for that. I'll do part 1 on Sunday and part 1 on Saturday and part 2 on Sunday. So be looking for that. And I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Thanks for hanging out with me this evening. Thanks for your help, Kim, and all of you that helped me decide on the tag to use for my our welcome sign. So we are ready for the winter, and I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and I will see you this weekend. Thanks for watching.